Today, I want to talk about Aisha's generosity, who is the wife of Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. First, let's look at the meaning of generosity and its definition in Islam. Being generous means to be the one who does not spare his money or possessions and always shares everything. Aisha radiallahu anha learned to be generous from her father, Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, and her beloved husband, Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. She saw that both of them shared what they had with people, and she understood the importance of generosity through the verses and hadiths of our Prophet. She realized that generosity was a command from Allah. In verse 265 of Surah Baqarah, Allah defines generosity as follows. The parable of those who spend their wealth in pursuit of where God's good pleasure lies, and to make their hearts firmly established in faith, is that of a garden on a hilltop. A heavy rain falls upon it, and it yields its produce twofold. Even if no heavy rain falls upon it, yet a light shower suffices. Whatever you do, God sees it well. Aisha radiallahu anha was a woman who lived with the verses and hadiths. In one of the hadiths of the Prophet, it says, "Do good and protect yourself from hell, even if it is good that is done with half a date," which Aisha radiallahu anha took as a guide in her life. Due to this, Aisha distributes whatever she can to the poor. On a day of Ramadan after the death of our Prophet, the door of Aisha's house was knocked on. Her servant, Durra, opens the door. A rich man has brought a lot of food as a gift to Aisha, the mother of the believers. There are baskets filled with food. Durra happily takes the food inside. Aisha radiallahu anha is happy to see the food, and she tells her servant to distribute all the food that comes to her. On that day, Durra distributed all the food that was brought to Aisha to the needy by going door to door. It met people's needs. She knocked on the doors of the houses until all the food in the basket was gone. Finally, she finished everything and went back to her house. Durra returned home tired but happy. When she got home, she realized that there was very little time left for iftar. She immediately ran to the kitchen as she had to prepare something for iftar. Durra is met with a sad surprise when she looks at the food baskets that are used for cooking in the kitchen. The baskets are empty. There was not a single bite left to eat that day, although many baskets full of food had just arrived before, but they had distributed them all. She thinks she could have kept a few bites for themselves. Durra is upset about this situation. Durra then explains the situation to Aisha radiallahu anha. Then she can't help herself and says with sincere feelings, "O mother of believers, at least you should have kept some of those goods for yourself." Aisha answers, "O Durra, I never thought about myself. Also, would it be right for me to keep those items in my house when there are people who are worse off? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the greatest. Let's be patient. Tonight we break our fast with water again." While Aisha is comforting her friend, there's a knock on the door. Durra is shocked when she opens the door. A female companion from Medina brought them a tray of food. Durra happily takes the tray that was brought. Nobody knew that Aisha and Durra did not have fast-breaking meals. Just as Aisha did not forget the poor in her neighborhood, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not forget her, because Allah is the helper of those who help others. Durra and Aisha radiallahu anhuma thanked Allah very much, and they thanked the lady who brought them food and prayed for her. Aisha radiallahu anha and the other companions were heroes of generosity. Their generosity was at a peak. It's very difficult to catch up with them, but it would be against the spirit of our religion to just listen and read about them like they're fairy tale characters. Therefore, if the leading figures in this religion are showing such generosity, we all need to make an effort on this path, big or small. We come across countless opportunities throughout the year. Sometimes a homeless person, sometimes a friend who is in debt, sometimes the construction of an orphanage, sometimes drilling water wells for poor villages in Africa, and most importantly, charity activities. companions during Ramadan and Eid al-Adha. All of these actions are very important on the path to be like the companions and improve our generosity. Remember, Allah is the helper of those who help others.